VRatwork.
VRatwork is designed to drive exceptional ROI.
We help basically businesses with their digital presence and it would make them more efficient.
The first thing that people should look into is what is the load time, right?
The load time, and check the load time of your website via Page Insights. Ever since COVID,
Yes.
a lot of people have got onto their phones and started playing games.
Welcome to Jumpstart, a place to have conversation with entrepreneurs.
Mumbai, the city of dreams.
Hello everyone, welcome to the 7th episode of Jumpstart Season 1 Mumbai. My name is Rashika and I am here with Jumpstart to help you stay motivated. I'm super excited to get you introduced to our today's guest. He is Vedant Rao, the founder of VRatwork, and our today's session is called Digital Transformation. So today in this session we are not just going to see how important digital transformation is or how important being data driven is, but we are also going to see how data driven systems can now be gamified. So achieving goals do not only have to be boring to-do lists anymore, they can be fun goal achieving tasks. Isn't that amazing? So Vedant Rao is a person who loves to walk and talk data. He designs systems and applications based on data for businesses to help them grow their ROI. So come, let's talk to him and understand how does he make all this possible. Hi Vedant, welcome to Jumpstart Season 1 Mumbai. Thank you for giving us your time. It's a pleasure to be here with you for having this conversation. You've been in this entrepreneur's journey since last 7 years. So let's begin the conversation and let's dive a little deeper into your journey. Starting off with your entrepreneur's journey, let's first understand about your company. Tell us a little bit about VRatwork.
So, VRatwork. VR stands for my initials. That's Vedant Rao, and also it's a double entendre. That's a double meaning. That we are at work.
Yes.
So it also stands for my team and us. Ever since I graduated, I always wanted to have my own thing. So the traditional limits with job sets were really not my thing. So I started off with this contractual job first. I had to take up various roles where I was the game developer, I was the web developer, I was handling the social media, I was also doing presentations. That's where I found out, okay, I can do all of these things together. So why not have my own thing?
Right.
So in the era of TikTok and Instagram Reels, low attention spans, I would sum it up in 2 sentences. We help businesses, ambitious business owners, to scale up to enterprise level applications, and we help them with their digital presence and digital transformation goals. And that's where it went.
Superb. And I think I love the name VRatwork. Of course, it stands your initials, but we are at work. That talks so much about having a good team, right? So, 7 years for VRatwork. Tell me a little bit about your team.
We actually expanded in 2020 COVID. So that's when we scored our first big international project.
Right.
The project was for Ampa Orthodontics.
Okay.
They are the company who also own Toothsy. Have you heard about Toothsy?
Yes.
Yes. And so we did a B2B project for them. It's called Smile Aligners.
Right.
And for orthodontists. And the biggest challenge in 2020 was COVID.
Right.
Lockdown. First of all, we had to meet deadlines.
Right.
And I had to incorporate a system while working remotely, collaborate with my team at the same time, and meet deadlines as well.
Right.
So that was our biggest challenge in 2020.
Yes.
And that we overcame it, of course.
Beautiful.
and since then everything has been like smooth as butter, I would say.
Yes, I would completely agree. During COVID-19, one of the biggest challenges that almost everyone faced is to manage their team, or not manage, it's better if I would say communicate with their team. And when you're just in front of each other, you can just say that, this has to be done or that has to be done. When you're at COVID-19, you really have to get on a meeting, then explain someone something or get their point of view. So it was something that was difficult, right?
Sure, now we are so comfortable with it
Yes.
since we've been doing it for 2 years now that we don't want to go back to our old setup.
True, very true. So, you've already told us about the name of your company, which is fascinating. Tell me, which sectors does VRatwork cater to majorly?
We are an information technology company, software development company. So we cater to all categories of business: healthcare, finance, education, e-commerce, and so on and so forth. But majorly, we've been working in the healthcare industry so far. Doctor-patient management systems,
Okay, wow, okay.
yeah, systems to store patient archives,
Right.
working on the user experience and user interface
So,
of.
like you said that I was just going through your LinkedIn profile. I was
Huh.
actually stalking you on your LinkedIn profile.
You can follow Vedant Rao on LinkedIn.
And I found out that you said that VRatwork is designed to drive exceptional ROI for businesses. So can you tell us a little bit about this ROI? What is it exactly that you look out for when you're saying that we drive ROI?
Thing about ROI is we have actually created systems, use data analytics, and we've used processes in order to calculate employee performance, analyze the company's performance, let it be financial, let it be in other aspects as well. And we've got all of these things where the admin or the stakeholders can log into their system and look at it from their dashboard and take business decisions. So that's how we have helped businesses to understand where they stand, and are they reaching a point where the money which they have invested in this product which we have built for them, is it giving them the value for it.
So, when you say that, do you focus on every process of a company, like you said, whether it's about the admin, or it's about operations, or it's about marketing, sales, finance, every department of the company you focus ROI, whatever they're putting in, are we getting that much returns from every process, or is it as a whole, like company as a whole?
So it's both of it.
Okay.
Yeah. So for example, in this one system which we were working, so there were two types of users, and user A was responsible for figuring out the tasks which were provided to user number B were being done or not. So we had created a dashboard, like a progress bar, to see how much of the activity was done by the user B, so that they could track their activity, and they would be held responsible as well.
All right. And does it also have to do something with optimization, where you check out what are the activities that is getting what kind of results, and how can you optimize it to make it better so that there's more efficiency and more productivity to it?
Absolutely.
Yeah. One thing that I've also been noticing, especially in a data-driven industry, is a lot is happening towards optimization, right?
Yeah.
Nowadays, every processes that we set up, we build, or even in sales and marketing, because I know a little bit about the marketing and sales part more. So I know that when we optimize our processes, it's more towards making sure that things like cost of customer acquisition comes down, or making it more efficient.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So, like you said, that you're a very data driven person, right? And you're someone who designs strategy on the basis of data. So can you tell us a little benefit about being data driven, or can you give us an example of any of your strategy that is about data driven?
When we started off with this project, this first international project of ours, the biggest challenge was there were so many stakeholders. So there were 7 types of users for us.
Yeah.
which we had to take care of. So we had to interview every type of user, understand their requirements, and in order to cater to those requirements, we had to build a prototype. So we had these interviews which were recorded, and with the help of the transcripts, we were able to build a prototype around it.
Okay.
And so there was a lot of back and forth which happened after it.
Right.
So from the feedback, we were finally able to understand what every stakeholder's requirement was.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the problem here which we had was some of the stakeholders. It's when it comes to I've worked in the healthcare industry for a long time now. So when it comes to doctors, it really becomes tough to get the feedback from them.
Right.
So which kind of what it does is it pushes the timeline.
Right.
So you're not able to achieve it in time, but that's another point altogether.
That's like you'll say that's one of the biggest challenges that you face.
Yeah. It's one of the challenges which we face. So once we got the feedback from them, so we were able to build a prototype which was better suited for them. That would make it efficient for them, user friendly, and it would decrease their learning curve. So that
True.
was the whole idea, to make it as easy as possible. So we believe in digital transformation, and companies who are operating on analog basis.
Right.
So we help them create systems which would digitalize their whole presence, their business, automate processes.
Okay.
So it would be easier,
Right.
and it would take off the load from their employees, and it would make them more efficient. Again, like the previous question, would help them give a better ROI.
Right. Vedant, what you're saying is actually right? Being data driven is so important, and not just in healthcare, but every sector that is present today. People have to be data driven if they are really into looking into getting more ROI, right? And that's also one thing that I want to tell everybody, every entrepreneur, not just entrepreneur, everybody who is working, you should be more data driven. Being sloopy towards checking out data or even tracking your data is not the correct way of going ahead. If you want to move ahead, if you want to have more efficiency, if you want to have more productivity, being data driven is one of the most important criteria today, right?
That's correct.
All right. Okay. So my next question to you, Vedant, is so all these companies who want to get in touch with you for your services, how can they get in touch with you?
Sure. So you can get in touch with me via my email. That's vedant@VRatwork.in, and you can reach out to me via LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. So it's all VRatwork.
All right.
Except for my Twitter, it's VRatwork tweets.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. Part where you've done your education on from FX School of Game Development and Game Design.
Yeah.
So tell us a little about that. How has that contributed towards the success that you have today?
So I joined FX for my game development certification.
Okay.
So that's where I found out through my Google search that FX is an institution which offers certifications.
Right.
So there are these two game engines called Unity and Unreal.
Okay.
So Unity and Unreal are the standards when it comes to game development. That's where you start off.
Okay.
And basically they are free of charge, so anybody can use them.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice.
They also have certifications. So if you are certified game developer who in Unity and Unreal, it's a good way to get opportunities in the industry.
Oh.
So one of the projects which I was working on for my certification was a game.
Okay.
So this game was about this kid on a planet far away. There were two communities, or you can say the people on the planet were divided into two.
Okay.
Called the Nepos and the Adupaps. So Nepos were the ones who were ruling this planet for a long time,
Okay.
and Adupaps were their slaves.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. And after a long time, they had a revolution where the Adupaps took over.
Took over.
So now there was a boy who was from the Nepos, or from the Nepo community, who was tired of being controlled.
Okay.
So one day he's in his room. So it's a little bit anti-climax over here.
Okay.
Yeah. He's in his room and he's really frustrated. what happens is he's locked himself in his room and he's playing a video game on his television, and he's been playing it for 13 hours.
Okay.
And he passes out.
Okay.
Wakes up, he's inside the game.
Okay. And
Wakes up, he's inside the game. Now he's the main character, surrounded by zombies,
okay.
which are the adupups. So what he does is he's taking out his frustration out here,
Oh.
and he has to go through the map, conquering the whole map, killing all the adupups. But after he's done all of that, after he's finished all of these levels, he just wakes up. So it's a violent game, but it's not violent because it's a dream.
Right. So when you make, so this is an entire game you're saying.
Yes.
And so when you make a game, do you have to have like, do you make the storyline for it, or how is it?
Yeah, that's the whole process, right?
Okay.
The first class which we ever had was they made us write a storyline.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the storyline has to be really interesting.
Oh, so that's where it starts off. It's quite interesting actually. So gaming sector is actually, and in fact, in today's world, what I was reading in a recent article, gaming industry is picking up quite a bit now.
Yes, it is. Ever since COVID,
Yes.
a lot of people have got onto their phones and started playing games.
Right.
Let it be, Candy Crush, poker, or
Rummy.
Rummy. Yeah, yeah. So this is where I learned gamification
Okay.
and building a storyline.
Right.
This is what I apply into my everyday life or my projects which I'm working on.
Oh.
Leaderboards, badges, these things which help me gamify the whole process and systems. So in order to increase efficiency again and bring competitiveness
Right.
into the systems.
Oh.
We've made systems based on it. So that's how we increase engagement in various systems. And also, so there was this system which we created which had like a learning, LinkedIn Learning. Have you heard about LinkedIn
Yes.
Learning?
Yes.
So imagine like LinkedIn Learning with points to it. So it helps you, once you've done this course or attended this course, you earn loyalty points, and those loyalty points can be redeemed in order to get a discount on the products.
Beautiful. It actually gives you like a sense of achievement, no?
It does, and it's valuable to you, right?
Yeah. All right, great. Okay, so now my next question about the voluntary activity that you did in 2019. You had volunteered for clean Mumbai beaches and rivers. Tell us, how did you get into it, and what was your experience?
This was back in 2019. 2019, I remember reading this article that there was 16,000 kilos of waste found at our beaches
Okay.
and in the ocean, which was cleared up by these by these teams which volunteered, to clean up the beaches. So I was with Team Jallosh
Okay.
around that time, and there was this person. I do not recollect the name at this moment. He had started this whole thing, this whole moment, and the word had spread. So 5th June, I think,
Okay.
Environment Day. So they had set up beach cleanups, and I wanted to participate in it. At first, it felt like I went to this thing and I was like, oh wow, I'm doing something for the environment. Right? You read that in your environmental textbooks.
Right.
You're supposed to be a volunteer. You're supposed to be a good Samaritan. So I was like, oh, finally I'm doing something. But when you walk into the beach and it's all dirt and trash everywhere, so in the first half an hour, it feels like, what am I doing over here? What is this? What have I come to do here? And you just want to leave.
Really?
But
that bad?
It's that bad. And you won't believe the amount of diapers which you find, along
Crazy.
with syringes and stuff as well. So the kind of stuff which you find over there, oh my god. Yeah. So after an hour or so of cleaning the beach, it feels like you're cleaning a house, and there's like this calm and serene feeling which you get after being a part of the process. It feels like see, I'm a Mumbaiker.
Yeah.
Since I've been born, so I'm doing my part.
Right.
I'm contributing.
Yes. So it did give you, but it did start with a very bad feeling, but it did give you like a sense of being a part of a place.
Yeah, I believe in sustainable development,
Okay.
and I just do not like reading it out of the textbook and forgetting about it later on. That's why also I'm trying to implement it in like different parts of my life.
Coming to my next question,
Sure.
Vedant. One of your skills is in building a product roadmap.
Sure.
We've always heard that it's important, but we don't really know the depth of it. Like, can you tell us a little about it? Like, why is it so important?
Sure. Yeah, a product roadmap is really important in order to align all the stakeholders together.
Okay.
When a client comes over or client calls me that I want to build this system for my business, but they do not have the parameters in mind. They just know that they just want a system to be built which helps them achieve a goal of theirs.
Correct.
Which now it falls upon us to create the parameters of what the system is, how the system would work, and how everything would play out. So in order to get that right, our process is first we create the documentation that is also known as the requirements document.
Okay.
So there's this quote which I would like to talk about. So there are two boats
Okay.
or two ships. One is given a direction. That's where you're supposed to be. That's your destination. That's where you're supposed to reach. And the second is not.
Okay.
Which one do you think will
Reach?
reach?
First one, the one with the direction.
The one with the direction, right? And what about B? What do you think will happen to B?
I think eventually will lose its path.
Eventually, it will run out of fuel. It'll keep running around in circles.
Correct. Resources will be wasted because it doesn't really know where to go and how to go.
That's correct. We create a your whole journey from point A to point B with the help of documentation.
Okay.
We know, and even the stakeholders know, that's all of us know, that where we are headed and when
Correct.
we will reach there.
Got it. So even in midway, when you're too engrossed in things and you really don't know what the next step is, you still have this documentation that will guide you. Right?
Sure. Yeah, that's exactly. That helps. It helps us communicate as well.
Correct.
So our development process is divided into phases.
Right.
So every phase has a person who's responsible for that phase. So he's the one who's supposed to be communicated with to understand the progress of the project. So there are systems which we have created where all the stakeholders are aware of what's happening at what date, every particular day, every particular date, and what's the project progress.
Right. So that's like a map, like you just said, for the ship. You create these product maps for the clients. That's how it works.
Yes, we do.
Okay, so they just come to you with their requirement that they want to create this product, and then you understand their scope, and then you create the map for them.
That's correct.
So next, you said about you being an UI developer for mobile and desktop apps, right? And today, after all these Google updates that are coming up, especially things to do with mobile first indexing and then page experience, where Google is putting so much emphasis on the experience of the entire website or the app. Many of the entrepreneurs that I know still do not give so much importance to the design factor. And in fact, let me tell you that I actually have worked with entrepreneurs where their website performance or their app performance have actually fallen drastically because they've not worked too much on the experience. So can you tell us a little bit about why it is important?
Sure. So say you like a product or you like a service and they have their website, may it be on the social media page, or maybe you found a link via your friend who sent it to you via WhatsApp. So when you click on the link, what's the first thing that would want you to stay on the website?
It's the feel of the page,
Okay.
I feel, or the content of the page.
Wouldn't you want to load it first before?
Of course.
So that's the first thing we need to keep in mind. You don't want your website page to load
Correct.
at a fast speed. So all your users, let them be on mobile, desktop, or any other device, they should be able to access the content which is
Correct.
there. If they are not able to access it in time, they get frustrated.
Of course.
And
And
they
then
would
they just
leave.
hop.
Yeah.
Right. That is true. So, very first thing that people should look into is what is the load time, right?
It's the load time, and you can check it. You can check the load time of your website via Page Insights
Correct. Through Google Developer.
through Google.
Right,
Developer.
right.
It should be all mobile friendly. That's the second point, which I think is very important nowadays. I have a lot of clients when they come to me and they want to go for this project. Let's say a system which they want to create. So I provide them with a solution and tell them you would require UI design for this, a prototype built for it on the desktop as well as the mobile, because it is very important. More than 70 or 80% of the devices in the world are
Correct.
cell phones now.
Yes, absolutely.
So and everybody accesses all of the content through via mobile. So it's very important to have a mobile friendly version of your website.
True. Nowadays, I don't think, man, even if you're curious about any site, you don't sit on your laptop to check it out. Only if you're on your laptop, you might check it out on your laptop. Otherwise, you're always on your phone to check out things, right?
Sure.
And I don't know what Google should do next, because it's already got, in 2019, it got out the mobile first indexing, people to actually understand that it is important website to be friendly on mobiles.
Sure. So you do know about domain authority, right?
Right.
How does one achieve domain authority? When you create content which is well researched, trustworthy,
Right.
all the principles which are mentioned by Google. For example, if you're my client, you're working with me, you've created this trustworthiness in between
Right.
each other.
Right.
So now you would recommend me to others,
Correct.
the people you know.
Correct. So that's how your authority increases.
That's
right?
how your authority increases. So that's what Google does as well.
True. True.
So if your content is right there with up to Google standards,
Absolutely.
that's when your page rank, your website rank would increase, and you would get way more traction.
Right. A lot of people know the term domain authority and that they have to work for it, but they really don't know what is the logic behind it. So with what you've just said, gives a lot of sense for people to understand what domain authority is and how they should actually pick it up. Okay, so this year, Vedant, you mentioned your YouTube channel has hit 1.3 million watch times. By the way, congratulations for it.
Thank you very much.
So tell us a little bit about your YouTube channel and tell me what are your plans with it further.
So we help basically businesses with their digital presence. That's what I talk about on my YouTube channel.
Okay.
We also give out freebies on our YouTube channel.
Oh wow. Okay.
For example, we had done a pitch desk presentation which was mobile friendly.
Alright.
So you can pitch it in the elevator
Oh nice.
to whenever the opportunity arises.
Right.
We put up stuff which is about software development, graphic design, and digital marketing.
Okay.
And previously we were focused on cryptocurrency,
Okay.
but that's where we earn those minutes
Right.
and the
Yes.
watch time. In this year, we want to focus more on digital transformation.
Right.
It's about helping companies move from their analog, old traditional processes into advanced technological ones, where they are able to analyze their data, automate their processes.
Wow. Okay. So
the
that's
idea.
basically what you're trying to build your entire channel on. Okay. So Vedant, every hustler at some point of time moves from being an employee to an entrepreneur. What would you tell all those hustlers today who are trying to make this change?
Yeah, it goes like, I'm self-assured while making decisions based on principles and values because I do my research, make checkpoints, and make sure they check out. And investing in your skills. So if you feel like whatever task has been to you, you don't, you're not able to do it, or somehow you won't be able to achieve it because you don't have that skill. So what I do is whatever money I earn, much of it goes in developing skills, new skills.
Right.
So like Mark Cuban said, like there is another somebody who's putting in twice as much work or maybe 10 times more work as much as you. So he's going to throw you out of the pond, or he's going to throw you out of the competition. So you've got to be up there. It's a very competitive world.
True. True. And you need to keep upskilling yourself to get
Absolutely.
I think that is the most apt advice that especially the youngsters should know, that it's about investing, not only just youngsters, actually everybody, because learning curve is something that never dies, right?
Mhm.
And you should invest in learning new things, especially with the transformations happening in the world today. You need to upskill yourself, and you have to invest in upskilling yourself. Otherwise, somebody else, like you said, somebody else is going to do better than you do.
Yeah, somebody else will take that spot.
Yes. So, Vedant, tell us a little bit about your entrepreneurial experience.
So don't make failure an option. That's one thing which I've learned.
Right.
So if you have backup plans with you, you delve into the possibility, like if I'm not able to achieve this certain goal, I always have a backup plan. I can go to plan B. Never have one. So you'll find
Okay.
never have one, because you will
Find
push
ways to go
yourself.
yourself.
Yeah, you will push yourself to find a way around it.
True. So never have plan B, just have plan A and know that that is the only option that you have in life.
Absolutely. And you have already made the move. You should know what the next move is.
All right. As an organization, what is your biggest challenge?
Hiring skill and talent.
All right. Okay. That has been a biggest challenge for you right now.
Yeah, and also keeping them.
Right.
Yeah, that's been a big challenge. So we have these screening tests which we have.
Okay.
In order to hire new talent. Two other things are managing development timelines and managing customer expectations.
Okay.
Yeah. So timelines can be tricky and complex because it, again, on the requirement, we need to allocate the resource. So you need the resource in place. So that's one of the things,
Right.
managing deadlines and customer expectations. So you need to be honest about the expectations, like whether you can achieve it or not in the given
Correct.
deadline, and what they're
That
expecting.
you work on timelines, but sometimes timelines can get tricky.
Mhm.
But there's also customers' expectation. Now, what I understand is with timelines, you
Mhm.
have a lot of unseen events happening or disasters taking
Mhm.
place, right? Because of which customer expectations are something sometimes are not met.
Mhm.
So, when you speak to these clients, is there a possibility, or does this really happen where you can speak to the clients about all these unforeseen situations where they understand about it, or it is still something that's in the gray where we have to play smartly with it when something like that strikes?
No, it's very important to communicate with your client and let them know where they are at,
The processes.
what the process is and where we are at, because they're stakeholders, right? And
Correct.
they are the ones who are paying you. So
Correct.
you need to be on the same page.
And if
So
they know it, it's better.
yeah, if they know it, and at the last moment something happens,
Correct.
so it's not unexpected and it's less of a blow.
Correct. Okay, my second last question for today,
Hmm.
Vedant, is you've spoken about having roadmaps, which basically is important because it guides you,
Yeah.
right? So many a times in being like running your own show, being an entrepreneur, you have a vision in mind, but sometimes it happens that we get derailed. We are not on our path. So, what do you do to come back to that path?
I like to take some time off,
Okay.
do things other than work. For example, hanging out with my friends. I'm not thinking about the problem at hand.
Correct.
So it just takes my mind off, helps me relax, and the solution just pops up out of somewhere. I have these things which I do every day, like yoga.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah, it has helped me overcome a lot of things.
Really?
Yeah. Also, a little habits like playing chess.
Okay.
Yeah, it helps you.
Keeps you very strategic.
Keeps you strategic and keeps you pinpoint sharp.
Okay. So last question, Vedant.
Yeah.
Which social media platform are you majorly active on?
Instagram. I'll tell you why. I've also got a high-ticket client from Instagram.
Really?
Yeah, and I did not think that was possible. Someone reached out to me saying, "Oh, I've looked at your Instagram profile and it's very intriguing, and I have this project which I want to work on. Would you like to connect?"
Wow.
And this was a DM. I was like, "Wow!" And
That's amazing.
okay, like I would like to know what this project is about. And I finally had the Zoom call with them, and I found out is this really high. This person is a high ticket client, and it's a high ticket
Wow.
project.
Okay. So
So
you actually got a good client from Instagram.
Instagram, yeah.
Wow. So even if you're a professional, don't just be on LinkedIn, also use Instagram.
Sure, be on all of the platforms
Platforms.
wherever, and be consistent with your content.
True, very true.
Put yourself out there, and hopefully, like Bill Burr says, people will resonate with you,
Correct.
and people will respond.
Correct. Absolutely. So, Vedant, with that, we come to the end of the conversation. Thank you so much for answering all the questions so patiently and giving us the insight. So, Vedant, with this, we've come to the end of the first part of the session. Now, I want to take you to the second part, which is the rapid fire round.
Okay.
All right. So, Vedant, are you ready for the rapid fire?
Yeah.
Okay. So, before we start the rapid fire, can I have the MI Bluetooth speaker give us the start music, please? Okay, so Vedant, my first question to you. What would you prefer, being a person who's right or being kind?
Being a person who's right.
Right? Okay. What would you choose, early retirement or thrive till old?
Early retirement.
Okay. One life lesson that you could share with everybody.
One life lesson which I could share with everybody. Oh, that's a big question. Shouldn't be a part of rapid fire.
Anything that comes to your mind.
There's this quote which comes to my mind. Whatever you start, you should always know the why. Why are you starting it?
Absolutely true. I completely agree with you, because that's what helps you even go further, right? Takes you a long way.
Yeah, and even when you are facing obstacles in your journey, you know why you started.
Right.
So you can always fall back to that. That's where you came from.
True. Very true. Okay. If you're in a ship
Yeah.
and you're sailing, but suddenly you're hit by a storm, so what will you do? Will you hold your position and wait for the storm to pass by so that you can go to your destination, or will you come back to the starting point, wait for the storm to pass by, and then start your journey all over again?
The ideal answer would be I would stop, come back, and then I would continue my journey. But then again, it depends on what the situation is. Am I with people, my loved ones and family, and the boat? Am I trying to get over to my family and friends to the other side?
True, agreed.
Is there something? Is there an emergency which I'm trying to take care of, and I need to face the storm anyhow? So it depends.
Depends on the situation.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, my next question. One person in life that you would like to give credit to right now.
Myself.
Okay. Okay, next. One person without whom your day is incomplete. Myself.
One person. if you are not present in the moment,
Absolutely.
it's incomplete.
And I think that is one of the biggest problems that every one of us has. They're just not with themselves. They just keep doing things in a very non-conscious mind.
Usually, when what I do is in such situations, it's a simple hack which I have. I just pop some chewing gum.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does that help?
Yeah, it helps a lot. So suppose I'm supposed to focus on a thing for 3-4 hours,
Okay.
so it gives me some activity.
Right.
So I don't have to fidget with anything else.
Oh, yeah,
So it
that's
helps
a
you
good.
focus.
Oh, nice. That's nice. All right. Next question. You were given a chance to follow this person the entire day. Who would that person be?
That's a good question. Ratan Tata.
Ratan Tata? Oh, yes. One brand that you see often.
One brand that I see often. Facebook.
Okay. Fine, fair enough. Okay. One favorite place of yours where you like to go to eat in Bombay.
Oh, there's a restaurant right in my vicinity.
Okay.
It's called the Gold Coin.
Okay.
So they have all these cuisines, and they're really good at making those cuisines.
Yeah.
Mexican, Italian, name it, Indian. And you would think one of these restaurants just makes food because they just want a big menu.
Right.
But they're really good at what they
Yeah?
do, because I think the chef is like a YouTube star.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
really? I need to check that out. Gold coin. Okay. In automobile, which brand would you prefer most? Merc, BMW, Audi, Volvo.
Tata.
Wow, that is very nice answer.
Yeah, so there's this vehicle. I think it's a concept vehicle right now
Okay.
by Tata. It's an electric vehicle and it looks like a supercar. I absolutely love it. That's one of my dream cars. That's
Really?
what I would want to get.
Okay, my last rapid fire round question.
Yeah.
Top 3 qualities you think an entrepreneur should have?
There's no right answer to it.
Of course.
Resilience is one that's what comes to my mind first. Second would be empathetic,
Yes.
and third would be, I don't know, resilience and empathy are
Two important things that come to your mind
Yeah.
right now? Okay. Alright. With that, we come to an end to the rapid fire round question. Thank you, Vedant, for answering all my questions for the rapid fire. I think you did great in the rapid fire.
Thank you.
It was wonderful having this conversation with you. So, on behalf of everybody and me, wish you all the very best for
Thank you very much.
VRatwork. Hope you have a great year and have a lot of success. Hello, Janta. I hope you had fun today. More than fun, I hope you understood how important digital transformation is for businesses today and for them to be data driven. हम अक्सर इस वर्ड डिजिटल से डर जाते हैं. हमें लगता है या फिर ये एक्सपेंसिव होगा या फिर इसकी एक्सपीरियंस नहीं है हमें. First, it's not expensive compared to the returns that you will get being digitally present. Second, there are a lot of resources available even if you don't have experience in it. And third, the kind of mistake reduces drastically. अभी हमारे आसपास के सारे इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर इटसेल्फ काफ़ी डिजिटल होते जा रहे हैं. इनफैक्ट आज के टाइम पे हम वेबसाइट्स को हमारे सेल्स पर्सन से ज़्यादा ट्रेन करते हैं एंड एज पर नॉर्म्स रखते हैं क्योंकि द वेबसाइट इटसेल्फ हैज़ ग्रेट पोटेंशियल टू कन्वर्ट कस्टमर्स. सो आई होप you've understood the importance of being digitally present and being data driven. On that note, no, I'm not hopping off yet. Before I hop off, I need to tell you about this book that is written by our guest, Vedant Rao. The book is called Digital Transformation 2.0, The Next Frontier, Navigating the Digital Landscape for Business Success. This book will help you get actionable insights and strategies on how you can drive innovation, increase efficiency, and boost revenue of your business. This book is available on Amazon and the link is present in the description. You can check out the book right there. Now it's time for me to go. I'll take a leave, but I'll be back with more such interesting conversation with upcoming entrepreneurs. Till then, love your journey and smile. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share. My name is Rashika from India. Namaste. Wait, are you leaving already? Check out the next episode's trailer right here.